The last member of the data science team is a data science manager. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the qualifications and skills. These might be your qualifications and skills if you're taking this class. So, what does a data science manager do? Well, the first thing that they might be responsible for is building the data science team. They're responsible for identifying and recruiting data engineers and data scientists to the team, getting them set up, setting goals and priorities, identifying those problems within an organization that need to be solved by data science, and sort of putting the right people on the right problem. So then they manage the data science process. And so data science, as you'll learn in another class, is a process that's not just a one-time, one-off thing. It's an iterative process, and so it needs to be managed carefully. And so that is one of their responsibilities, is making sure that people interact with each other within the data science team, but also interact with other people in the external organization. And they also interact with other groups. So they might report to higher management. They might also just interact with or collaborate with people at their same level and other units of your organization. And so they need to have good communication skills in that sense. And so what kind of skills do they need? Ideally, they have knowledge of the software and hardware being used. So that's great if they have some kind of background in either data science or data engineering. That's sort of the ideal case. That's ideal because then they actually kind of know the infrastructure that's involved. And so they know how to, if there's a problem that comes up, they might have a good suggestion about how to fix the data science infrastructure, or how to fix that machine learning algorithm that doesn't necessarily work exactly like the person wanted. They don't have to have that qualification, but it'd be nice. They do need to know the roles. They need to know what a data scientist does, what a data engineer does, what other teams are supposed to be doing, and how that may or may not be data science. And so part of that is a filter, so that they can sort of filter out the problems that aren't necessarily appropriate and focus on the ones that are. They need to know what can and can't be achieved. So data science is useful, and it can be a very powerful tool for an organization, but it's not all purpose and all knowing. And so there's often problems that just can't be solved with data science. That could be because the data aren't available. It could be because algorithms aren't good enough to be able to do that kind of prediction at that time. It could be because we can definitely solve the problem, but we just can't scale it up to the scale that's necessary. So they need to kind of have an idea of what are the global parameters of what can be done and what can't be done with data science. And then obviously strong communication skills, because they're going to be communicating with their own team. They'll be interfacing with other units. And so they need to be able to communicate what's going on. And so what is the background of data managers? So data managers ideally come from some sort of data science background, whether that's analyzing data themselves or building data science infrastructure themselves, plus some management training. That might be you if you've taken, say, the data science specialization series, and now you're taking this series, you kind of have data science background plus management background. Or you might have data engineering and, again, management experience. There's also another option, is that you have some management experience, but you've also taken or learned a little bit about data science and data engineering. And ideally, you've learned about it at least at the depth where you'll be able to come up with suggestions if those people get stuck. At the high level, it's good that you know how to direct and set priorities and know what's possible and not possible, but ideally, you can also sort of get in the mix and help people out if that's possible. The best managers at some level or another know enough data science or data engineering that they can contribute to the team in that way. So their key characteristics are that they're knowledgeable about data science, that they're supportive. Data science and data engineering are often very frustrating components of being in an organization for lots of different reasons. And so being positive and supportive and motivational is really important when identifying a data science manager. Being thick-skinned is also really important. It often falls on the data science manager to report disappointing results from a prediction algorithm or an experiment that failed. They often have to report that to management or people that might not be too happy about it. And so they have to be willing to do that in a way that's positive and friendly and like moves on to the next thing. And so thick skin is very important for a data science manager. And again, polite but relentless, friendly but relentless. They'll get out there. They'll really work with people. They can communicate with them, but they advocate for and use data science in a way that's really positive for the whole organization and for their team. And so that's what you're looking for in a data science manager, somebody that can kind of organize the whole process, keep it going, and move people on to the right problems and solve the real problems that your organization has.